I'm Claire from Created the Ottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the UK. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you giving up some of your crafting time to pop along and see what I'm up to. What am I sharing with you today? Oh, something from the Saleabration brochure. Let's move those out of the way. Now, it is a wow. I promise you it's a wow, but it's a bit unfinished because I'm stuck. I'm stuck how to do the top. I really want it to be a wow box and I'm not quite there yet. I think I need some of the paper florist dies or something on the top. I'm not really sure. I need to have a little bit of a play around, but I'm so excited to share this with you. I wanted to show you it today. So that's just going to go on there, and I'm going to put a sentiment on and some flowers on there. But look at this. So it's just a plain old box, a square box. It's quite a big box actually. It's the length of my hand. What can I show you so you can get a size? Tumbo glue, you could get tumbo glue definitely in there, and there'd be room either side. We could fit lots of sweeties in there, all sorts of goodies. But it's a magnetic closing box, okay? You don't have to make yours magnetic. You could put some Velcro or tie it or use something else. But the most exciting thing is that when you open it, it folds flat. So you could make loads of these, have these stored somewhere and just pop them up, ready to use, and away you go. It's really easy to resize. Once you've got the hang of this, you'll be making them till the cows come home. But look at that. Shall I show you again? Are you ready? So it's a really rigid, strong square box. And then when you open it up, ta-da! Okay, so you can pack it away, make a ton of them, like I said, and just keep it to one side. I've used designer series paper on this one and some of the Stampin' Up coloured card on the outside. I really like how it's come out. I think it just lifts the inside, and because the paper is two-sided, it's just beautiful. But I did make one in just the coloured card on the inside and the outside. I didn't get as far as putting the magnets on because I was just so distracted thinking, oh, I need to do it in designer series paper as well. That I haven't got as far as the magnets, so it won't stay together too well. I'd have to tie it. But that's what it's like in just the plain colour. And obviously you could decorate inside of that. I just really love it. The other thing that I was thinking as I'm standing here is, you know, we've got those edge dies in Stampin' Up, the shaped edge dies. You could do lovely little edges along the edge of that box as well. Oh, so that's another thing I'm going to try. So stick with me. I'll be giving you loads of ideas and lots of hints and tips. But shall we get crafting? Okay. So to make our box, what are we going to need? Where have I put my list? Okay, what did I call it? A fold flat rigid box. Is that like a mouthful? I don't know. I'm like store flat rigid box. I don't know. So that's what we're sticking with at the minute. It's only got two pieces to it. It's super easy. You've got the outside cover, which is just like a wrap around. Okay, so I'll leave that there so you can screenshot that while I do a little bit of chatter about what it is. And then the inside I've used designer series paper, and that's one piece as well. So honestly, it could not be easier. A couple of score lines and we are done. I chose this paper because it is from the Saleabration, so hopefully you've got those sizes. This is a little mini brochure that Stampin' have alongside the spring sort of catalogue, and it's called Saleabration because everything in it is free. Well, free if you spend a qualifying amount. And look at it. And like I've told you before, Stampin' Up catalogues and brochures are not only good for their products, but look at the ideas inside. Look at that. Loads of ideas, different ways of using your papers, different shapes on your cards, different boxes. It's just a massive, massive wow. Look, there's a little bit of heat embossing going on there. Perfect for Valentine's. Look at that paper. It's got to be everybody's favourite, hasn't it? And it's free. So there's loads of stuff in there. So if you're in the UK, get your hands on one of those catalogues, just get in touch. Or if you're anywhere else in the world, just look out for your local Stampin' Up demonstrator. Now, back to the box. Okay. Oh, did I tell you where you can shop with me? At createdtheottaway.co.uk and just select the shop button. If you like the videos that I'm just going to show you how to make the box, have a look at some of my other ones, and if you subscribe and click the notification bell, it will tell you every time that I post one. I try and do it once a week, life permitting. You know what it's like, life gets in the way some weeks and it's a bit of a struggle to fit everything in, but at the moment we seem to be going good with a weekly craft along. So enough chatter. What am I using now to make the next one? I'm going to use some of this paper. Now this works particularly well because it's what I would call an any way up paper. So whichever way you turn it round, it's always going to look okay. And the other side is equally the same. I don't know what's in there. That's got a bit of weaving on it. Now this is from a free pack of paper in Saleabrations. Just quickly whiz through the different patterns. That's really nice. I did think about using that. I used that on one of the cards that I've done recently. I posted on Instagram. So go and have a look at something made with that. I'm not a fan of Calypso Coral, but they do go nice together, these colours. That's really stylish. Look at that together. How lovely is that? Stampin' Up papers are two-sided, so if you don't like one side, you're bound to like the other. So that's what I'm using for today. I'm also using Lost Lagoon card. Now, I really like this colour. It goes nice with this side, but it also goes really nice with this. This paper has actually got the colour Pool Party in, and I was going to use Pool Party, but actually I really like the contrast of the slightly darker card, and I want my box to be a real wow box, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to need a paper trimmer and some glue, something to score with, and double-sided tape. And if you're doing magnet closures, you need some magnets. If you're using Velcro, you need Velcro. And if you're just going to watch and see what I get up to, go and grab a cup of tea and we'll get started. So, remember I said this was a real easy make? It really is. We're going to do it in centimetres just because it works out a lot better in centimetres. Just getting the sizes right, because the inside designer series paper needs to be ever such a titchy bit smaller than the outside, and it's easier to do that in centimetres. So the outside cover, you need one piece of card for the whole of the outside. That is 15.2 centimetres. 15.2. So if you get your A4 piece of card and cut along, oh no, that didn't do it, did it? That means that I've got a blunt blade. Oh, that's not going to be good. Should we persevere or should we stop and go and get one? Should we persevere? Because look, it's not causing anything, just a tiny little notch there. If you get things like that on your card, it means that your blade needs cutting. You can get an extra few uses out of it by popping it out and spinning it around, or just get some new ones. They're sold in packs of 4, so it's really handy. So back to this, 15.2 centimetres, and then turn it on the long side, and that needs to be 22.2 centimetres. Okay, 22.2. Okay, so you're left with these two bits that put to one side because you might use that for the decoration on the top. Just going to get rid of that little bit there because that's going to annoy me. So you end up with a rectangle piece like that. I'm hoping that you can see that. You're going to score on the long side. Yes, so you're going to do a couple of score lines, and the first one is at 5 1 centimetre. Get that cutting blade out of the way. So 5 1 centimetre, and then 10 2 centimetres, 10.2, 15.2, 15.2, and 20.3. Okay, 20.3. And that is your outside piece done. It's actually just a wrap. It just wraps around like that. So remember me saying about the dies that will do a nice edge along the edge along the edge of the card? Go and grab those if you'd like a nice edging along there, and just do it on the narrow bit. Do it quite close so you've still got room for your magnets to go in, but that is going to wrap around the outside of your box just like that. So we're going to put that to one side and we're going to concentrate on the inside piece of the paper. So this needs to be 15 centimetres by 25. Now I've got a big 12 by 12 sheet here, so I know that I can get 2 out of these. I'm going to cut it at 15 centimetres. I'm going to do that one first. So that's 15. Put that bit to one side because I use that for the next one. I'm going to turn it round at 25 centimetres. I'm going to cut. Okay, so 15 by 25. And again, you've got some offcuts that you can use for other bits and pieces. Now on the long side, while the long side is along your scoring or your measuring line, you're going to score it at 5 centimetres from either end. So you can either do, let's get that cutting blade out of the way, 5 centimetres there and then turn it round, or it's 5 centimetres and then 20 centimetres. So I'm just going to do that so I don't keep making loads of noise lifting up my paper trimmer. So 5 centimetres and 20 centimetres. So there's 2 score lines, one there and one there. And I turn it back around this way so the shorter end is along my measuring line. And I'm going to score again at 5 centimetres and 10 centimetres. And that's it. That is it. Can you believe we're going to make a box? Okay, so bring this back over. So what we need to do, we've got all our score lines. Let's just make sure that they're all okay. So I'm just going to use my burnishing tool just to go along all the score lines and make sure I've got, oh dear, nice crisp score lines. That's the cat. It's not me, I promise. It's Rosie. Got 2 cats. Soon as I get the video out to do some videoing, they either want feeding, they want to go out, or they want to climb on the table. Do you have that with your animals, or is it just the children? Or somebody knocks on the door, you've like set everything up and you're ready to do something, and then there's a phone call or the door goes, or yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's just fate, isn't it? Right, so I've burnished all those score lines so you can see all the different panels. Now I've got this embossing tool. You can use your take your pick tool, anything that's got like a rounded edge to do a scored line. And what else do I use? I use my ruler, but I don't think I've brought that through. Hang on. No, I haven't. So I'm going to use this old block. It's flat, it's square, it's got a straight edge, so I'm going to use that. So in each corner of this paper you will see there's a square, and we're going to go from this middle point here to the outside point here. So I'm just going to lay that. So I put my ball of my embossing tool right on the piece that crosses, and then I put my ruler, or the thing that I'm doing the line with, just past the corner point, which I've just realised is off camera, so let me bring that in. So that's my corner point, and I just, so that I can go from here to here in a straight line, because we want that to be right in the corner. Okay, so can you see there's now a score line there? So I'm going to turn it around, I'm going to do the same in this side. So put the ball point right where it crosses over. Bring my ruler or my block as I'm using and just do a couple of burnish lines there. That actually wasn't in the corner. That's because I looked at the camera to make sure you could see. It's worth getting this right now, okay? So if you feel like you've done it wrong, do it at this point. Get it right in the corner and do it there. Okay, so I've done 3 and I'm going to do the 4th one here. I know you are going to love making this box. Is it ridiculous to get so excited about box making? Okay, so this is the inside, this is going on the inside, and this is going to be my outside. Now really you're not going to see very much of the outside, just the edges really. If I show you on this one, let's get all those bits off, you end up seeing that when it's open, but really you're seeing the inside of the paper the most. So if you want a really beautiful inside of your box, use it the other way around. This one is going to go over here. This one is going to go here, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to help the paper have a memory of what you want it to do so that it folds up and down all by itself almost. So we're going to concentrate on one corner. Now there's a score line going across there. I don't know that you can see that. So this bit is going to go to there, okay? And I'm just going to pinch those edges together. And then you can see where the score line is inside. I'm just going to make sure that that's nice and crisp. So I'm using my thumb or my scoring tool. But what I'm also doing is making sure that it's inside my box, okay? So it's got a nice edge, but also that the flappy bit, this bit, is inside my box. It's not sticking out, so it's not sticking out here like that. It's really uptight like that, okay? So that's the first one, and then I'm going to go around and do this one. So the score is there. Those 2 edges are coming together, like so. Do those edges first so you know you've got like a nice square at the end, and then feel with your thumb or finger inside, and then you can flatten it and press down on that score line because you want a nice crisp score line. Okay, and when you've done it once, just have a look. Is it inside? Is it a nice squared off corner? Yeah, and you just keep doing that. So that's going down. This bit just stays flat. This bit is going to go to here, and I'm just going to hold that in place like so. Feel with my thumb and finger and just press it like that. And then when I'm happy that it's okay, I am just going to do the burnishing tool along the edge, okay? Like that. Can you see how it's coming together? And then we've got one more here. So that bit goes flat. This bit joins up to there to make a nice corner piece. Hold on to that. Squash the inside corner. And there we have those corners done. Now that in itself is quite a nice box. You could glue those bits down and you could make a lid for that, and that's done. So effectively you're making its own box on the inside. But if I bring this piece over, now make sure that your extra flap bit is at the top here and that you're concentrating on these panels here. You're concentrating on these 3 panels. What you're going to do is you're going to glue this on here, which looks really complicated, but it really isn't. So I'm going to talk you through it. So open it out. You've got your corners looking nice and sharp. You're going to fold it over both sides. That's your inside of your box. Now this corner here needs to be glued down. So this bit here stays up like that, but this corner needs to be glued down, and this corner here needs to be glued down. So you end up with that, Okay, so remember that corner and that corner. Open it out, and it's this corner. Where's my glue? So you're just being careful to put glue on this triangle only, and you need to do these two together. So we've done that one, and now we're going to do this one. Do not let your glue spread past this triangle. So if you get glue any further than that score line, wipe it off. Okay, when you're really happy that there's the glue on the right triangle, fold it over and press it flat. Yeah, really flat. Okay, press it flat, get your bone folder, and just make sure that's nice and crisp. And because you've only put glue on that triangle and that triangle, what happens is, look, now that's got to be a ta-da moment. Now we're going to do the same this side. So put it over. We want this triangle here and this triangle here. So when we open it, it's this triangle and this triangle. Don't let your glue spread any further than you want it to go. Okay, when you're happy, have a little look, bring it over and do exactly the same again. So I'm going to use my bone folder. While I'm spreading the glue out, I'm also looking that it's in the right place. Okay, so I'm just having a look, and just checking that that's all in the right place. And now let's just check that side. Okay, so that is the shape that we're looking for. Now, how do we glue it inside? Just as easy, I promise. So this, it's not a square, it's really a rectangle, but it looks quite square-like. If I place that on without any glue, so there's no glue on the back of this at all, I just want you to see where it needs to go. So I'm putting it on those first 3 panels, and if you look, there's like a tiny bit of a border all the way round, okay? And that's where it sits, just inside. Before we do that, if you want to do the magnetic closing, this is what you need to do. Now, bearing in mind that there's a little bit of a border there, and this is going to be the piece that comes up. We need to get some magnets on here in the inside so they can't be seen. And we need them to stay in place. So we're going to use some of this double-sided glue. Now, I'm sure some of you are shouting at me, oh no, use this, use that. You do you. Whatever suits you, how you normally stick your magnets on, you do that. Okay, so I've got 2. So I'm going to put one about there, and I've literally just cut off a piece of double-sided tape, and I'm going to do the other bit here. And I haven't done a great big strip, I've just done a bit like so. And I'm just going to peel that off. Phew, that was lucky. You know when you normally peel it off and it takes forever. Okay, now I've got 2 magnets. Can you see those? 2 magnets and 2 washers. Now the reason I use 2 magnets and 2 washers rather than 4 magnets is because it saves me money. And you don't need 4 magnets, you just need 2. But what's tricky is getting the magnets to separate. So dip your biscuit, have a sip of tea, quick check on Facebook, who's around, while I get the magnets out. Okay, there's one. Oh, oh. There's 2. I'm going to put it there. Okay, so one of the magnets is going to go on this side and one is going to go on this side. Okay, ta-da! Now I'm going to put another piece of double-sided tape over the top. Why am I doing that? So that when I put my designer series paper on, the paper sticks to the magnet. I can put glue on and it will stick, but it will take longer. So I'm going to put double-sided tape and glue. And this one's not going to come up quite so quickly. Oh, it did. Oh. Now this one. So excited with this box. I really am. I think I'm going to make a ton of them in different sizes, put them to one side, and then every time I need a quick gift for somebody, I'll be like, ta-da, look what I made. And then each time all I'll have to do is think of a little embellishment to go on the top. But I might also do those and keep them to one side. Once I've decided what it is I want it to be like. So I'm just pressing down with my nail around that sticky tape. So that's got double-sided tape at the back and on the top. Now, the next thing I need to do is put some glue on here before I put this on. So the glue is going to be on 1, 2, 3 panels, but remember there's a little bit of a border. Now, you could put glue straight on the paper, but I found it's easier to apply the paper to the glue rather than the gluey paper. You've just got more control over where you're going. So that is going there. Oh, sorry, I've just knocked the camera, haven't I? Getting too enthusiastic and excited. So I am loving all the photos you were showing me of your makes when you've had a go at one of my designs. They are so beautiful. You are so lovely to send them to me. If you've got a card that you've made and you'd like to share it with me, I would be really ecstatic to see it. You can send it to createdtheottaway@gmail.com. Okay, so our glue's ready, our magnets are ready, our paper is ready. Make sure you put your paper the right way round. So this box is going to open like that. So we are going to put the flaps either side. I am going to just, remember this is really sticky, and this is Tombow glue, so you can reposition it from that end, but you can't from the tape. So I start that end and work my way down. Okay, and that goes there. I've got a tiny little border all the way around. Ooh, do you think it's going to work? Look, it's flat. You can fold it flat. Are you ready? Might have a little bit of help to start with. Da-da. Look at that. Okay, so that is your box. It's there, it's ready to be filled, but it folds down flat. How do you get the box to stay over? Okay, now this will depend on how you are decorating the top of your box. Okay, so on this one, what I did was I put a strip of designer series paper along there to hide my magnets. Now I'll probably do the same on this for the camera, but I was thinking it would be really nice if you did an extra layer of card that went round, just because it would give it an extra thick lid, and also it really would hide the magnets, because you can see there's a bit of a bump. I think I'm going to have to put an embellishment or a sentiment along there just to hide them. But I'll show you how to do this bit. So this is going to be here. This is where my magnets are going to be. Now, if I put the magnets, look, you can't see the magnet bit, sorry. Can't see the magnet bit, but if I put the washers on, they automatically go to where the magnet is. So if I put it there, there's nothing. Oh, that's where the magnet is. So that tells you where the magnet is. Now, because mine are washers, I can put a little dot, and that will help me in that I can put some double-sided tape on in the same place. Oh, there, because you can see through double-sided tape. Okay, we are nearly there, I promise. Thank you for bearing with me. So that's one. And this is two. It's only a little box, but because of the width of it along the top, I do think you need 2 points of securing it. Okay, so there's that one. And before I do anything else, I'm just going to check that it works. Ah, it sticks. It stays. Look at that. Ta-da! So what I do is do the same again. Put another piece over the top of this one to hold it in place. These are quite big washers actually. I'm sure I used smaller, thinner ones on the other one because I can see already that these are going to stand out. I just got them from a DIY store. Just went in. Well, I said to my husband, had he got any little washers? Then he has got a whole shed full of tools, a bit like us with crafting, but do you think he could find the washers? So we went to the hardware store, we got some washers, and now I've got my own little bundle. So that just comes off like that, so that's stuck on. And this side, and then have I cut a piece of paper? No. So I'm just going to cut a strip of this. That is just going to go. So that piece is 3/4 of an inch, which is whatever that is in centimetres. So I've just cut a little strip. Oh, let's put some added glue on there as well, because otherwise it won't. It'll only stick to the magnet bits. Okay, we are nearly there. Well, apart from the decoration for the top, of course. Maybe share with me some ideas of what I could put on the top. Because the box is going to be folded flat, I don't want anything that sticks out too much. Does that make sense? But oh no, I've stuck that too far over one side. Good thing it's Tombow glue. Okay, and I'm just going to trim that a teeny tiny bit because I didn't check the size. That's it. Okay, so there is our second rigid box. Okay, that needs a bit of TLC on there, and a lovely little topper, which, like I say, I sort of want to do something like that with some flowers. I'm not really sure, but there we have. What did we call it? A fold flat rigid box. Folding flat, rigid. Folding flat, rigid. Ta-da! Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'll see you very soon. Happy crafting!